How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a look at another brand new rumor that has popped up for Sinnoh remakes. And this one was posted on the 2nd of January, so this was posted yesterday, which means it's pretty new. It's not like anything old. It's newer stuff, right? Which is going to be a bit of a reoccurring situation for us in the coming days, where you're gonna notice that we're gonna keep getting more and more stuff dropping about Sinnoh remakes and stuff, and more of these rumors pop up, which I'll be covering as per usual because that's our job. Our job is to cover these and just talk about them, and you know the general gist of it. You know what we're doing here, and you know what the job is. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed today's video, drop a like down below. I hope you guys enjoyed my latest top 10 video. I spent a lot of time editing it and stuff, and also soon I might be getting an editor that will be helping me out. But I'm also trying to learn editing myself, so I can get into that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the rumor itself, shall we? Which is this one right here. So of course it's 4chan, so keep in mind you're going to see a lot of negativity here, like from people and that sort of stuff. But hey, let's take a look at what it has to say, and what's in here, and just discuss what this whole rumor is all about. So let's see. Let's going to open this up in a different tab real quick. If this freaking thing works, there we go. Alright, so let's see what this actually has to offer here. So, Sinnoh remakes again. Thursday, I think. Thursday? Wait, what day is it today? Oh, yeah, it was Thursday yesterday. Wow. Okay, so Thursday post here. Hi there. New Year, same routine. Yeah, it's honestly really become a routine at this point, hasn't it? It's not your usual Italian localization, dude, and I'm here to drop some infos on Diamond & Pearl remakes, which sounds perfect. All right, then. Let's see what you got. So, for starters, though, I've seen a lot of BS about Sword and Shield 2. It will never happen. That would be great if that is true. While Sword and Shield project had to be rushed, Game Freak has no plans to revise anything about Galar, and even by a profit standpoint, they think it would be a very bad move. Moving on to the actual info. So let's just start there to begin with, okay? If you guys want to read through the rest of it, just look at the screen here. I'll just zoom it in. If you guys want to read, just get a bit of a better picture, just expand the screen. But here's the thing, though. Already starting from here, if this is true, and I really want this to be true, because I would love to not have to get another Sword and Shield game, which is not me shitting on Sword and Shield, but we all know what they would do. They would, if they were to do it, they just give us basically just like what the original Sword and Shield should have been, right? Like the stuff that was missing in Sword and Shield will be added, and it would just be annoying if we had to now have to pay twice for essentially the completed version of the game we were looking for, which is, in my opinion, I feel like Sword and Shield, due to the rushing of the game, ended up being half a game of what it could have been. I feel like it could have achieved way more. Like, it could have actually been the best Pokemon game ever, but they missed out because of the fact that the game was so rushed, and it's obvious it was rushed, right? And I think even they indicated that it was rushed. So, honestly, I would honestly want to avoid a Sword and Shield 2, because it's just let's move on from that, spend more time on the next generation, make some remakes, just, recuperate, and just get back into it, Game Freak. You can do this. I believe in you, okay? So, please, get back on the horse and do the good, the God's work, okay? You can do that. Either way, so, as many have guessed, Sinnoh forms are going to be a thing. This is a standard Game Freak will use in every game from Gen 7 onwards. Most of them are obviously Gen 1. Honestly, at this point, I would be really frustrated if all the only things that we keep getting is, Gen 1 Pokemon getting a lot of forms and stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that's, what they did with Sword and Shield. There was a bit of love for other Pokemon, but, what Pokemon did we even get, in terms of, new forms? I mean, Mr. Mime, Gen 1, got a new form. I'm pretty much sure, yeah, Mr. Mime. Yeah, unless I'm, wait, Mr. Mime is Gen 1, right? Or is he, yeah, no. No, he's Gen 1. Yeah, I thought so. I was like, wait, is he not Gen 1? No, he's Gen 1. So, Mr. Mime got one. Weezing got one, another Gen 1 Pokemon. Then there was one Gen 3 Pokemon, which was Zigzagoon, and it got a whole evolutionary line and stuff. But, Gen 1 Pokemon still get a lot of favoritism, and there was only Gen 1 Gigantamax Pokemon, if we don't count the Generation 8, ones like Cinderace, Centiskorcher, and that sort of stuff. But, that's besides the point. I really do hope, though, that we get more than just Gen 1 Pokemon getting forms, but let's continue. The game has no Platinum improvements, much like ORAS, and had no Emerald stuff, except the regional Pokedex will be expanded, which would be fantastic. Now, hence Battle Tower only. Much like Sword and Shield, only Sword and Shield 1, it will be useful for competitive aspects, which would be disappointing, but it also sounds like the most realistic thing we should expect. If we're expecting them to actually put the effort in and make, a Battle Frontier, which I'm not sure, I feel like, the Emerald Frontier was always kind of better than the Platinum one, but it was still, the Platinum one still there, was, still Battle Frontier. But, I feel, honestly, that, this seems highly possible. This seems highly likely they're just going to give us a rehashed version of the battle, the battle station, so to say, from like Sword and Shield. I think that's what we're gonna get. Or like no battle station, but like, you know, the battle tower, so to say. So yeah, now let's continue. After the main storyline, you'll unlock an expanded Pokédex with 600 creatures. So fair enough. We have 430 of which are the ones you already catch / transfer in Galar. See, that would be annoying. That would be annoying if all we get in this game is literally the same shit we already have in like, you know, in Galar. Like, where are the remaining Pokemon? Like, I miss, like, I really, like, had a hard time playing Sword and Shield without, like, you know, being able to get myself, like, Breloom. Dragonite was really weird, like, you know, like, it was just a weird feeling not seeing a Dragonite in, you know, in one of these, like, mainline games. It just felt really odd, I'm gonna be honest. Like, please, return the Pokemon that we're missing, okay? I want to see them. Let's continue, which are, can only be transferred, etc. Dialga and Palkia are going to be actual primals. The Adamant Orb and Lustrous Orb are going to work like red and blue orbs, which, fair enough, I don't see an issue with that. Though it does seem like, I mean, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's the end of the world with that. So, aside from unlocking the small island in the post-game, there'll be a bonus episode, much like the Delta one, where Team Galactic leftovers are going to summon Giratina. You are told the Legend of Arceus and go to catch it in order to tame Giratina and catch it too. They both have new forms. Okay, so here's a little bit of a problem. Is there not going to be a Distortion world? Like, you know, Distortion world? Is there going to be a Distortion world? Because that is honestly the thing that worries me the most. Like, let's be honest. You know for a fact that Game Freak this time around are definitely going to try to pull some, like, you know, let's assume, okay? Let's assume that we are getting Diamond and Pearl remakes, right? Which I think is highly likely. I mean, there's never any, like, sort of guarantee for it, right? But let's assume that they're actually making, you know, Diamond and Pearl remakes right now. Like, that's the games we're getting in 2020. If we go with that assumption, okay? Just that assumption itself. If they decide for these games to not include one of the most unique and interesting aspects in the story from Diamond and Pearl and, you know, Platinum, more or less. Platinum mainly, I guess. If they're not going to include one of the most interesting things from Platinum, I guess, which was the Distortion world, I will honestly be so disappointed. Because the Distortion world from Platinum, like, was just amazing, right? Like, I feel like that was one of the coolest spots, like, going upside down and, like, in the water and shit. Like, that stuff was fun. Like, that shit was so much fun, okay? I really enjoyed that. So, I'm just a little bit worried that they will pull something like some sort of BS excuse and not have it in there, because you know that this is what Game Freak tends to do. They'll just make up some excuses and not give it to us by saying it didn't fit with the game, or it didn't fit with the theme, or some BS like that, or, oh, it's not in Diamond and Pearl, so maybe it's only, you know, it's only in Platinum, and we're not doing a Platinum remake, we're doing a Diamond and Pearl remake, or whatever. Like, basically, they're gonna pull some shit like that, you know what I mean? Let's see. So, there's no way they can mess that up, unless, like, they like... Okay, here's the thing, right? What was interesting about the Distortion world was that it was such a different thing. It was such a weird, warped world. Basically like the hell of the Pokemon world, where Giratina was basically staying. My thought is that, honestly, like, there is no excuse for them not including it. And also, it was the perfect catalyst for, like, the ending of the story with, like, you know, like, Cyrus and whatnot popping up. Like, it was just kind of like the perfect kind of, like, little synergetic place where you meet, like, this legendary Pokemon. You also meet the you know, the boss, the evil boss of the, you know, the team you've been fighting throughout your whole journey in this region. And it just kind of, like, summarized everything perfectly. Like, that to me makes a lot of sense. But the way they explain, like, you know, the after main story, like, sorry, no, the like whatchamacallit, like, basically the story of as of where they are, it just sounds more like, you know, we're not going to do the whole Cyrus Distortion world thing. It seems like they're skipping that, which would be annoying. And I don't know, man, that would be annoying if they are the ones summoning Giratina and it isn't Cyrus. Like, that would be frustrating, but I don't know. Now, Arceus and go to catch it in order to to tame Giratina and catch it too. They both have new forms, which I can't wait to see that. Dynamax is not going away. The tale of the giants written on the plates since Gen 4 games are now linked to Eternatus and giant Pokemon. And that's, I don't know, man. I feel like I wouldn't really appreciate if there's a, like, you know, some sort of arbitrary connection there. Like, and what I mean by this is, like, I know some people might enjoy the Dynamax. I've already said it before, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I feel like, you know, I don't know, I prefer Megas, okay? That's just my thought, okay? Like, I know some people love Dynamax, that's totally fine, there's nothing wrong with that, and Gigantamax and that sort of stuff, but I personally prefer just Megas, and, like, just the background to Megas, to me, is way, way cooler, you know what I mean? Even though X and Y has their own issues, but I feel like the story there is, like, really unique, right? Like, my man built a straight-up weapon out of Pokemon souls, essentially. But, like, the point I'm trying to make is this, I feel like trying to make some arbitrary connection here it just doesn't seem reasonable. I mean, Eternatus was the most boring legendary ever. Like, there was no interesting background to it. It was just like, oh, it's just a calamity. There you go. There's nothing unique about it. There's no, like, real good background about it. It's just like, it's just an evil Pokemon, right? Like, there's no genuine history behind it, like, within, like, the scope of things. It's like they tried to make it interesting in the game, but when I played it, it just didn't feel like it was that big of a deal. I would prefer if we just stuck around with Arceus, Giratina, Dialga, Palkia, which I think are way better, like, legendaries and have way better backgrounds, way better things they're based on in real life and that sort of stuff, and I would way more prefer that if they just go with that old story and just expand upon it, right? With, like, primal forms and stuff, like, you know, kind of what we essentially go with Oras, right? You expand upon the existing kind of forms, you know, and give them, like, their primal forms, and then, like, Mega Rayquaza, right? Like, that shit to me was interesting. It was a nice, unique kind of twist, you know, and, like, it added to the existing story, I feel like. Whereas with this, I feel like we're just gonna take a story that was kind of weak and try to put it on top of a story that is originally good, so I don't know. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy it, drop a like down below. We've gone through all in this post, and yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, guys. What do you guys think about it? Like, I don't know. I mean, man, I want to go back to Sinnoh, dude. I want to go back to Sinnoh and have a good time there, man. What do you guys feel? Do you guys want to go back there? Do you want to have a good time in Sinnoh? Let me know in the comment section down below. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name is Ruffle Rowlett. Have yourselves a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.